So, I'm actually so excited today. It's a really big day, and this is a trip that's been years in the making. And I'm so grateful to the Lord that I'm finally getting to experience this. So, come with me as I prepare to go catch my flight to South Korea.
Hi guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Oh my goodness, it feels so surreal to see that. This was a particularly long travel day because we were flying from Johannesburg to Doha with a 3-hour layover, then heading to Incheon International Airport in South Korea. We flew with Qatar Airways and it was a really good experience. The crew was so professional and so helpful, and it was a really enjoyable flight. After about 18 hours of flying, we landed at Incheon International Airport in South Korea. I guess we looked like lost tourists because this gentleman walked up to us at the airport and offered us his taxi, which we happily accepted. The city lights were stunning at night, and I was just enjoying the scenic drive. We drove for 45 minutes to our hotel. We arrived at the hotel that we'd be spending the night at, and it was really gorgeous. This is me doing a very lazy room tour. Morning, guys. So, this is my first morning in South Korea, and yeah, I'm super excited for the day. We spent the night in a lovely hotel called the H Avenue Hotel in Incheon, and we didn't intend to spend the night here, but we were pleasantly surprised by all of the amenities we got and everything we got. Like, this hotel is really, really nice. So we're very excited for that. We got a good night's rest, and yeah, we're gonna head out, start the day. We're catching a flight to Jeju Island this morning, which is where my sister stays. So we're going to her apartment. So yeah, that's where we're heading now. Come with us. We landed at Jeju International Airport and then caught a bus to Songgipo, which is the area in which my sister stays. The Korean transport system is so efficient and has such good coverage that we didn't struggle to get anywhere that we needed to go. Literally, you could catch a bus to anywhere. The landscape changed dramatically as we drove up the mountain, partly because it was the tail end of winter in South Korea. We then arrived in Songipo, and this is the view from my sister's apartment. We then snacked on some gimbap, which is tuna wrapped in rice and seaweed, before heading out to run some errands. I needed new glasses and new contact lenses, and there were tons of options in town. I was so impressed by Korean optometrists. I literally walked out with new glasses in 15 minutes. Also got some new contact lenses, and the girlies had colored contact lenses, but I wasn't brave enough. I stuck to my black and brown, but was super impressed by the efficient service. We then headed to the local food market for some dinner. We got some lobster, took in the nightlife, also got some delicious dumplings. There was a spicy and non-spicy option, and these were so delicious. This is the market we went to. We then headed to Olive Young, which is a chain store for some skincare products. They really had such a good variety, and we all know how good K-beauty products are. Really, really good selection and very reasonably priced. We then walked home. I really don't take walkable streets for granted. Day 2 of my South Korea diaries. We caught a bus, and our first stop was the Blossom Cafe for some much needed breakfast. The cafe had a very warm and cozy aesthetic, and the owner was so friendly. I enjoyed the Eggs Benedict with a hot vanilla latte, while my sister had a lobster hot pot and an iced coffee.
we quickly
Yeah.
for the best.
We left Blossom Cafe, took mandatory door selfies before heading out to our next activity. We caught a bus, and this was the pensioners bus because it was a work day, and then arrived at Chengyon Falls.
Okay, so we're gonna go to 3 waterfalls.
Okay.
First one, second one, third one.
Okay. The falls were not in full bloom because it was still winter, but it was the bluest water I've ever seen. Really a stunning place. We then walked around and explored more of the complex, just taking in the views and the scenery. We then left the Chengyon Falls and headed to a very quirky place known as the Teddy Bear Museum. In this museum, teddy bears depict well-known historical events. This depicted the sinking of the Titanic with the orchestra playing the final song on the deck. We also saw some celebrities in the bear world, such as the Care Bears, Paddington in all of his iterations, as well as Winnie the Pooh in all of his iterations. This was depicting the Normandy landing, where the Allied forces landed in northern France in World War II. This depicted the first moon landing. Conspiracy theorists say it never happened though. This exhibit depicted the reunification of Germany when the Berlin Wall, which divided Germany into East and West Germany, was torn down. We then headed to the second floor where teddy bears depicted well-known art pieces. This was the Last Supper. It was quite eerie. Napoleon Bonaparte on his horse. The Mona Lisa. Vincent van Gogh, Marie Antoinette and all of her children, We then left the Teddy Bear Museum and headed to the Alive Museum of Illusions. So after a museum sightseeing day, we headed out for some Korean barbecue. There was a lot of meat on this table. There was pork, there was beef, we even had crab on the side and some pork skin. I then ended off the night by snacking on some fruit mochi that I had bought at the food markets.
Morning, guys. Welcome to day 3 of my Korea slash Jeju Island diaries. We're just rushing to go catch a bus to Jeju National Museum. Sangopian Bakery first for some breakfast, and then we're catching the bus to the Jeju National Museum. So come with us. The bakery was a scenic 10-minute walk from the bus stop. It had a very laid-back, calm beach vibe to it, with lovely views of the ocean and these delicious pastries that you could choose from.
My sister and I got some pastries to share, and they were absolutely delicious, although the bread is quite sweet in South Korea. After relaxing at the Songyupyeon bakery and taking in the views, we then left and headed to the bus stop to catch a bus to the Women Divers Museum. This is a well-known historical museum on Jeju Island, which was built to record and preserve the history of women divers on the island. We then left the Women Divers Museum and headed to the Jeju National Museum. This was essentially a day dedicated to understanding the historical context of the island, and I enjoyed exploring all of these historical sites. This museum was incredibly detailed and traced the island's history from the Paleolithic period. We then left the Jeju National Museum, stopping at the stall which sold Korean fish bread filled with a custard filling. It was so delicious, I'm still thinking about it. We then called it a night. Morning, guys. Welcome to day 4 of my Korea diaries. This morning we're heading out to catch a flight to Busan, and we're going to spend 2 days in Busan. We landed in Busan and grabbed a bite to eat at the airport. We then caught a bus to our hotel in the marina area of Busan. Everything is so much bigger in Busan. It's a bustling, busy city, and the energy is magnetic. We checked into our hotel, which was the Blue Story Hotel. It was very centrally located and really fit for purpose for our 2-day visit. We then headed to Spa Land for some much needed spa treatments.
Hey guys, so welcome to day 5 of my Korea diaries. This is the second and last day in Busan, and it's a bit of a gloomy morning, but we're looking forward to today's activities. Today we're basically we're going to go to a traditional Korean village to try on hanboks, which is the traditional dress, and then we are also visiting a perfumery to make our own perfume. So that's going to be interesting.
When we got to the Gamcheon traditional village, we decided to stop over at this coffee shop for some smoothies. We then headed to the hanbok store to try on some hanboks and take pictures. We then took a stroll around the traditional village. Some of these stores were completely unmanned, which again is one of the perks of a high trust society. It was literally our honesty and the camera. We then decided to grab a bite to eat before catching the bus to our next and last activity of the day. Our last activity was at a door, a perfumery where we got to create our own fragrances. I really enjoyed this activity. We were given 2 fragrances to mix, a main fragrance and a sub fragrance. The main fragrance is what you want it to smell like, and the sub fragrance gave the main fragrance the feeling you wanted it to have. So if you wanted a luxe feeling to your fragrance, there were certain types of scents you could use. If you wanted a feminine feel or a fun, playful feel or a fruity feel to your fragrance, there were different scents you could use. I chose pear as my main fragrance because I loved the smell of apples and pears, and I paired it with amber, which gave it a very fruity scent. The owner was so friendly. She gave us 3 cents to use and also free samples to take home.
Morning, guys. So today is the last day of my trip in Korea. We are currently in Busan and we're going to be traveling. Today is essentially just a travel day. Traveling to the local airport, Gimhae, to catch a flight from Gimhae to Gimpo. And then these are two domestic airports. And from Gimpo, I am catching a bus to Incheon, which is the international airport. And from Incheon, I'll be flying to Doha. And then from Doha, I'll be flying home to South Africa. It's been such a wonderful trip. I've really enjoyed it. I've gotten to experience and do things that I've only ever seen on Netflix documentaries. So, yeah, I'm really, really fulfilled. The pockets are light, but the heart is full. And I'm so grateful that I got to experience this. And that's it for my Korea diaries. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.